Welcome, race fans, and welcome to United Dirt Sim Series known as UDSS and Pushing the Cushion production for the live streaming for tonight's racing action. My name is Billy Idle, and I'll be your announcer for tonight's racing action. Tonight we're here with the 305 Open Gold Cup Series. We're here at USA International Speedway tonight for race number 5 of a 10-race series with the 305 Gold Cup Series with UDSS. What the Gold Series is about, and these drivers are participating in tonight's race, have an I rating over 2,000. What that equals out for tonight's action is that there's a lot of talented drivers. There's going to be some great actions and battles for position here tonight at USA International. We're here at USA International, if not the largest track that we race on all year. It's a 3/4 mile clay, an over-length paper clip that's fast on the bottom, but the drivers will end up running to the top against the wall by the end of the lower mains. The wall's hard concrete and can get some drivers in trouble and put them on the hook early for the night. Plus, this track has some character to it. It does get a little deeper throughout the night. It is, I would say, coming out of turn 4, there's like a sinkhole. There's probably about a 3-foot sinkhole coming off turn 4. It's like a little crater, and it can force these cars to get into the wall. It can disrupt them going down the straightaway, especially when the track gets a little bit on the slick side. But you got to blip the throttle or you got to go around it, because if you hit it hard full throttle, it's definitely going to cause a disruption for you and your car and could cause a big melee in back of the pack. The bottom, we'll have something for a few drivers. We'll keep our eyes on some of these drivers that are going to go to the bottom. There's a lot of moisture down there early. You're definitely going to have to qualify on the bottom. But the fastway is on the bottom, but it's going to only hold up for so long because of the moisture and all the laps that will be run on this track here at USA International. The top of track is going to start to shine a little bit in the heat races. It's going to create a cushion right near the wall, and by the end of the probably B main and into the A main, that cushion is going to be about 12 inches from the wall, and that's where the action is going to start in the corners tonight, because these guys are going to have to maneuver in and out of traffic, and the middle of the track could be slick. You're going to get the moisture up on top, and that's where you're going to go fast. There's going to be some of those guys, like I said early, that's going to work the bottom. We had a couple drivers last night in the Jessup Logistics 410 opener work the bottom and go to the front, but it really didn't last long when it came down to the end of the race. The drivers in the 305 silver class we raced last night, we raced here. We had an exciting race. If a lot of you drivers out there have a B license, C license, D license, it doesn't matter of the license alphabet, but it's the I rating that we look for. If you have a 2,000 or less I rating, you can come and race with us in the Silver Cup class. If you have an over 2,000 I rating, you could actually come and race into the Gold Series tonight like we do here on Monday night. But if you'd like to come and join us here with UDSS, go to our Facebook and YouTube under United Dirt Sim Series. Like our page, send us a message if you'd like to race on our series, and we'll get back with you as soon as possible to answer any questions that you have. Last night, UDSS had 46 cars qualify last night in the Silver Cup class. That was 46 cars that end up just qualifying for the event. And then an hour later, we ended up having the 410 series, the Jessup Logistics 410 Elite Series run last night. It was simply amazing. We had about 48 entries, I believe, that actually qualified in the 410. That made a total of 94 drivers hit the track with UDSS last night alone in the two classes that we had run. So the track has some wear on it. iRacing did a great job, their crew, prepping the surface for us tonight and for you race fans to enjoy tonight's racing action. What I was told earlier, we had a meeting with UDSS and the CEO, Dave Ward of UDSS. When they purchased this facility to run their races throughout the year, iRacing said that they agree to maintain the racetrack for each race to make it the best possible for the racers and for you fans to watch. But what I don't understand, when UDSS purchased the facility from iRacing, I was kind of a little bit disturbed about it a little bit. I don't know why they didn't, purchase the food vendors. For you race fans, we always like to eat wieners and burgers and drink some beer. Maybe next year, under a new contract, I'll go in there and negotiate for UDSS because food, drinks for you race fans is important. There's nothing like good racing, eating good food and burgers, and getting drunk. Well, actually, that sounds like a country song, if you ask me. But right now, we're going to be getting into some qualifying here shortly. We have about a minute left into the practice session, 20 minutes of practice, and we're going to get into some qualifying. And before we do that, we're going to get into the national anthem and get into the 305 Open Gold Cup Series with UDSS here at USA International. So right now, we're going to play the national anthem. Please take your hats off.
Two-time Grammy and three-time Academy of Country Music Award winner LeAnn Rimes in the performance of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ringing, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome, race fans, back with UDSS United Dirt Sim Series 305 Series Week number 5. We're going to be getting into some qualifying right now for the next 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and we're going to see who's going to hit the boards and who's going to come up strong and set yourself on the pole. And we're going to have some exciting heat races. I believe there's about 16 drivers right now, and I haven't counted them completely. I was just looking at some quick charts. But we got a points battle going on right now. Remember, these drivers are going to race 10 races, and they're going to be able to throw out 2 races out of the 10. So it's going to be exciting. If you have 2 bad nights, it gives you a little bit advantage of, being able to take those bad race nights and throw them out the window. And the points, I believe, is going to get a lot closer by the end of the year. It might look like a little spread between 5 or 6 guys on the bottom and near the 10th spot, 11th spot, 12th spot, but they have a chance to throw 2 away. So it's always a nice way to do the point system. Right now, you do have on the leader in the top, I'd say the points lead right now is the Buckshot Billy Brickley with 299 points, but it's close behind is Randy Shreves with 297. Jake Greenwood in that 3rd spot with 276. And then you have Darren Detweiler in that 4th spot, followed by Hunter Crum in 5th, Dustin Shreves in 6th, Brian Kozak in 7th, Alex Hanna in 8th, Caleb Harmon in 9th, and Jeffrey Stewart in that 10th spot. The Buckshot, he's won 3 of the 4 races already. Billy Buckshot Brickley, he's won 3 of the 4. One of his races at Volusia, he got in 11th place. It wasn't that good for him for a night, but that's one of those ones that you could actually throw out the window. Randy Shreves, his average finish, I think, is like a third place. Randy finished like fifth at Lernerville, second at Eldora, fourth at Volusia, and he got he got second at Limaland, and he won Volusia. I'm sorry, Randy Shreves won Volusia, so he's got a good strong. So there's 3 wins for Brickley, one win for Shreves. So it's going to come down to who's going to win the most races, maybe. Can the Buckshot win another one here tonight? So let's get into our qualifying right now. Our qualifying right now looks like it's set with the Buckshot up on top with a 20.622. About 12,000. You got in the second spot, Darren Detweiler throws down a 20.644. Dustin Shreves with a 20.702, and Alex Hanna with a 20.751. Randy Shreves with a 20.753, and Brian Kozak with a 20.72. Brandon Kerstetter with a 20.78. Tyler Clowes with a 20.78. Kelby Taylor with a 20.8. So you got a really strong showing right now in the top 10 spots with Hayden Harvey with a 20.85. And then we jump right into the 21s with Carl Peterson, Jeremy Parker, and Billy Bowerman, which he's not going to be racing tonight. He's had a couple bad, he went in practice and hit the wall pretty hard and broke the rear end out of his car, so he's not going to be racing tonight. Andrew Hansen, I'm not sure what happened to him. He hasn't got his car out of the trailer. We call him the wrecking ball, so maybe, something happened to his trailer and he hadn't repaired it. And then Joe Dowd. I'm surprised Joe Dowd hadn't qualified yet. We'll have to see what Joe's going to do here shortly. But right now we got about 12 seconds left in qualifying, and it looks like that order is going to stand with the Brickley on the top of the leaderboard with Detweiler second, Shreves in a third. We're going to get on our heat races here in about 1 second, and we're going to go racing here, action-packed at USA International with United Dirt Sim Series and Pushing the Cushion production. Eight laps, 4 cars make the transfer. Starting on row number 1 in the inside, number 922 of Brandon Kerstetter. In this outside of row 1 in the second spot, number 56, Randy Shreves. In the second row in the 04 in the third spot, Dustin Shreves. And on the outside of the second row in the fourth position, the double lot, Billy the Buckshot Brickley. In the third row, starting in the fifth spot, number 14, Kelby Taylor. And in the sixth spot on the outside, Carl Peterson, number 49. Starting in row 4, all alone. Doesn't look like he's on the grid just yet. Number 21, Joe Dowd. Small field tonight, so the track should be holding its moisture pretty good. So with a little smaller turnout tonight, we should be able to get these drivers to move around up and top and all around, because the moisture should stand there. And it's not like 50, 60 cars, 94 cars like last night in 2 races. It really dried this out. So we're going to have probably about a 15 car, 16 car field. And we're going to go green here shortly. And we're going to keep on Brandon Kerstetter, and he's going to lead them off to the green with Randy Shreves on the outside. Remember, these drivers are on the green flag. The pole setter does not set the green flag until the main event, and then it's on the leader, on the pole sitter. Right now, it's all on the flag man, the green flag, so nobody will jump. If they jump, they will get penalized. If it's not right away, it's going to be after the heat race and pull out an EOL. And if they do it a couple times, they get actually disqualified from the event. So here they come. They're going to be coming down here shortly to the green flag. Coming down now, coming out of 2 on the back straightaway. The pace truck is still just lining them up. They're pacing around 40 miles an hour. And they're going to get up to those speeds, up to 100 miles an hour, probably down the front straightaway. Kerstetter's blinking a little bit. Pace truck starts getting on the gas, pulls off into the pits. Here they come. Green flag. Shreve gets a good jump right now. Kerstetter falls back about a half a car length going into turn 1. Kerstetter on the bottom. Shreves in the middle of the track. Here comes Dustin Shreves now and Billy Brickley up on the 4 spot on the high side. Now it's still Shreves on the bottom. That's Dustin Shreves hanging on the bottom in the 04. Randy Shreves in 56 on the inside. Who's going down the back straightaway into turn number 1? It's all Randy Shreves out in the lead by about a car length right now. Dustin Shreves in second. Brandon Kerstetter is in the third, and the Buckshot in that 4 spot. That's not like him to get up towards the front right away, so that means the traction's there. All these drivers are allowed to have the traction and run any line they want, but it's going to start narrowing up here shortly. Now it's still Shreve, Kerstetter, and Brickley down the front back straightaway with 6 laps to go. Single file right now. Kelby Taylor trying to look in that 5th spot, trying to look on the bottom. Let's bring our camera back. Let's see if we can come back in the field just a little bit and see what we can pick up. Gonna put it up on the Buckshot right now, and Kerstetter and Kelby Taylor working the inside on Kerstetter for that 4th transfer spot. So right now it's Shreves and Brickley with the transfer. It's Taylor and Kerstetter battling it out for the transfer final right now. Coming down the front straightaway, Kelby Taylor now is in front of Brandon Kerstetter. Kerstetter's not having anything. He wants to finish this on a long note with 2 laps to go. He's going to go high. Taylor goes low. Kerstetter gets back in the middle, comes out low, tries to get a run on the outside. Oh, Kerstetter gets a little bump on the left rear of Kelby Taylor, slows him down just a little bit. So now he's going to go back single file and try to hold up in the back bumper of Taylor. 1 lap to go, drivers. It's still Shreves, Brickley, Taylor, and Kerstetter. Peterson and Dow didn't make the start. Final lap. And it doesn't look like Kerstetter's going to catch Taylor to the finish. Oh, and the race is over. And your running order is going to be Shreves, Randy, Dustin, for the top 2 spots. This is heat number 2, 8 laps, starting in row number 1, in car 7, Tyler Clowes. In the 2nd spot, number 24, Brian Kozak. In the 2nd row, in the 3rd spot inside, number 97, Alex Hanna. What a picture. Look at the mug on that guy. What a good-looking young kid. Then you got the outside, in the 4th spot, number 3, one of the greatest announcers of all times, Darren Detweiler. Better announcer than he is driver. Just kidding. Then in the 3rd spot in the starting grid, in the 5th, Hayden Spike Harvey, number 13. And in the 6th spot, Jeremy Parker, number 40. And there's no 4th row, just 3 rows, 6 cars, 8 laps, 4 transfer to the final. Tyler Clowes, number 7, will lead him off to the green. Again, the start, it's on the flagman. It is not on the pole setter. So Tyler Clowes and Brian Kozak in the front row. Alex Hanna inside 2nd row, followed by the number 3 of Darren Detweiler. Then Harvey and Parker. 8 laps of action-packed racing. Tyler Klaus does have a 15 on his car for you race fans and spectators that are streaming. It is not car number 7 that I have. It is number 15. They're coming out of turn 4. Pace truck goes into the pits right away, gets all 4 wheels. The flagman says green flag. Here we go racing. Heat number 2, 8 laps, top 4 transfer. Klaus on the inside, Detweiler up high. But it's still Brian Kozak taking over the lead right now, going into turn 1. Going down that front straightaway, it's Kozak, Detweiler, Klaus, Harvey, Hanna, and Parker. Kozak has about a 2-car length lead right now, going down to the bottom, while Detweiler stays a little bit in the middle of the track right now. Klaus goes on the inside, comes up high, coming out of turn 4. Kozak, Detweiler now falling off the pace just a little, about a half a car length, but he sees Kozak, goes low, comes out of turn 4, makes up some ground on Kozak. He's starting to pull away from Klaus and Harvey in the 3rd and the 4th spot. Detweiler gets on the back bumper of Kozak. Detweiler working him on the low side, coming up strong. Kozak up high. Detweiler goes underneath, gets on the inside of him, comes out where the moisture is, gets some front bite off the corner and doesn't have enough and gets right back on his tail. Now Kozak's working the bottom in turn number 2. Oh, Darren Detweiler gets on the grass like he was mowing it. That got him really loose. That got him loose, so he lost about 5 car lengths on Kozak. So Kozak's got a comfortable lead right now with 4 laps to go. They'll battle for a position, maybe for the 4th spot. Let's get back with we're going to go back with Tyler Klaus and see if we can get a hold of him and who's running in that 4th spot. See if there's going to be a change for position. Oh, we got 3 abreast. That's unusual. If it's not 2, it's not 4, it's 3 abreast out of turn 4. Klaus in that 5th spot. Harvey in that 4th spot right now. 2 laps to go. Winding it down to about 1.5 as of now. There's the battle for the transfer spot. Alex Hanna on the top side. Going down the back straightaway. Hanna still working the outside. Harvey on the inside. Harvey's going to bring up a little slide job right in front of Hanna. Hanna's going to go back underneath him, coming out of turn 4 down the back straightaway. Front straightaway. And that is it. The final. The running order is going to be... Looks like we will have maybe just a, they think a Consi. I don't think there's going to be a Consi race right now. This is just going to be your warm-up race for the A main final. So it looks like all the cars and all the drivers had made the A feature tonight. Yes, because there was only 15 cars that qualified. So everybody's going to make the A main feature right now. But what a battle we had in the 410s last night. 410s was exciting. You had Billy Brickley taking the win with Shea Paulo in that 2nd spot. Paulo probably led 3/4 of the race. Brickley made up some ground at the end, got around him with about maybe 15 laps to go. But Shea Paulo was working the bottom really hard, put it in the wall, cost him a little time. Greenwood was coming up to trying to catch Shea Paulo, couldn't get it done. Great run for Jake Greenwood last night. So the battle was really brewing with, like I said, I believe there was 48 cars that entered in the 410s. That's huge with a lot of talented drivers out there. And the racing was great. I think there was only maybe like 5 yellows throughout the whole night of the lower mains and the mains. We might have thrown one caution yellow in the lower mains because it crashed right away, but there was extremely low cautions, great racing. So it was exciting. They got about 4 more seconds before they get done with their warm-ups, and we're going to get into the A main final. But Mark Jessup, he worked his way from the soup alphabet. He worked all the way up there, and I think Mark got 6th spot last night. The guy was on a rail all night after he got in a heat race, had a little bit of mishap, went in the pits, made the lower mains, and worked himself up all the way to the A main to finish 6th. It was a great run by Mark Jessup. So right now, we're going to get into the 40-lap A main feature 305 Gold Cup Series A main event. They're starting to line them up right now here on the grid for the A main final. Starting in row number 1, number 56. The man is fast, Randy Shreves. In this second spot, number 24, Brian Kozak. In the second row, inside, number 04, Dustin Shreves. And on the outside of row number 2, in the 4th spot, number 3, Darren Detweiler. Starting grid row number 3, your last night's winner in the 410, double lot, Billy the Buckshot Brickley. And in the 6th spot, number 13, Hayden Harvey. Starting in the 4th row inside in the 7th spot, running awfully strong yesterday and just getting quicker throughout the weeks of racing, number 14, Kelby Taylor. And in the 8th spot, number 97, the Alex the Hannah the Missile, Alex Hannah. And in the 5th row, in the 9th spot, Brandon Kerstetter, number 922. And in the 10th spot, number 7, Tyler Klaus. In row number 6, in the 11th spot, number 49, Carl Peterson. In the 12th spot, outside of row number 6, Jeremy Parker, number 40. And all by himself in the 7th row, in the 13th position, number 21, Joe Dowd. And we had 2 cars not make the start today. We're going to get on with our 305 Gold Series A main feature. It's going to be exciting. 40 laps. Yellow laps do count. The start is on the flagman. After that, it will be on the pole sitter for the restarts. So we're going to keep our eye on Randy Shreves at the start, and then we'll work our way, our cameras around the field as there's some battles for some positions, but this is going to be exciting with Shreves, Kozak, Dustin Shreves, Darren Detweiler, Billy Brickley, Hayden Harvey up on the first 3 rows, and then you got Taylor, Hannah, Kerstetter, and Klaus in the next 2 rows. What a bunch of beautiful paint jobs here tonight. A lot of people put a lot of time in painting these for these racers. So they're going to be coming out of 4. Pace truck comes off the turn forward into the pits. Here they come down to green right now. Green flag racing. Randy Shreves leads them off going into turn 1. Shreve goes in the middle of the track right now, but it's the Buckshot already from the third row into that, or second row into the lead, working the bottom. Shreves up on top, followed closely by Brian Kozak, and then Dustin Shreves, Darren Detweiler. 2 laps down, the Buckshot slides it up a little bit right in front of Randy Shreves, but it's still number 24, Brian Kozak, working on the inside, right on the back bumper of Brickley. Detweiler on the outside in that number 3, that black and red roll cage car. Beautiful old style fashion car. Oh, and Shreves gives a little bit of a will to Detweiler. The yellow flag should come out, and it does right now on lap number 3. Here's the instant replay. Let's see if we can pick it up. Oh, Shreves just went in a little hot, and trust me, that was not intentional. It was totally accident, but these drivers have to know their cars and what they're capable of doing. So the yellow flag comes out. We're going to have to see if Shreves is going to be back on all four wheels and see if he came into pits and got fixed. We're going to look in the back of the pack. Shreves looks, he looks like Darren Detweiler still in that number. Looks like a little bit farther back right now. But Randy Shreves, let's see if they're going to give him an EOL. It looks like they are going to give him an end of the line. We know he didn't do it on purpose, trust me. He has too much talent for that, but the racing deal. And here comes Darren Detweiler coming around, getting his car repaired. Right now, your running order is the Brickley, Kozak, Harvey, Klaus, and Taylor in the top 5, with Kerstetter working in that 6th spot. So here we go. It's, you could talk about it all you want. There's no favoritism, none of that stuff. But when you got the Buckshot up on pole position, single file or double file, he knows how to work it. He knows how to get the best jump possible. He always likes to get the best jump. He always likes to put some distance between him and the second place car. He knows there's drivers out there that are better and as equal. So he knows exactly how to do the starts, and he knows how to put some distance between him and the car behind him. And that's what he likes, because you put him in an open track all by himself, it's a checkout most of the time. But again, these drivers got a lot of talent, and they're going to run him down, and that's what they're hoping for, to stay right hot on his tail end, his bumper, coming out of turn 4. They're coming down for the green flag. The Buckshot gets a good jump, gets about a 2-3 car length lead right now, going into turn number 1. Stays in the middle. Kozak now in that 2nd spot, number 24. We're going to get that camera up there on the 2nd and 3rd spot. So Buckshot has pulled away a little distance, and it looks like Kozak has pulled away from Harvey, Klaus, and Kerstetter right now. So you got a battle brewing right now for the 3rd and 4th spot. Let's get our cameras over there and try to get in the middle of the battle with Kelby. So right there is that battle for the 4th, 5th, and 6th spot, coming down, going into turn number 3. Oh, and we got a major crash on the infield wall in the middle of the track, coming out of turn number 2. Is that yellow flag going to come out? It doesn't look like it does at this time. Oh, we had 2-car crash in the middle of the back straightaway in the inside wall, and it stays green. So we're going to pick up the Buckshot again, and here's the running order. It's Buckshot, Kozak, Klaus, Taylor, Detweiler, and Shreves. Randy, Jeremy Parker in that 7th spot. So Brickley's pulled out about a 5-car length lead. Kozak about a 5-car length lead on Tyler Klaus. And Kelby Taylor's moving up into that 4th spot. Oh, we got a crash right now. It looked like in turn number 1. And it stays green right now. 11 of 40 laps. 11 laps down. 29 to go. So there's Klaus, Taylor, and Detweiler's right there, right behind them. Let's see if we can pick up that battle for that 4th and 5th spot. Going into turn number 1. Taylor on the inside, Detweiler on the outside. Dustin Shreves right behind those two, waiting for one of them to make a mistake. They're going into turn 1. Kelby on the bottom, Detweiler on top. Detweiler pulls off another car length on him, coming off the corner off 2. So Detweiler now is taking over the 4th spot. 5th spot is Taylor, Randy Shreves, Brandon Kerstetter in that 7th spot. But there's the battle for position right now, the 4th and 5th. It's Kelby Taylor and Randy Shreves for the 5th and 6th spot. That's the only battle on the track right now. Taylor's working up on trying to get up hot. Let's see if we can get something on the Buckshot leading this race. If he stretched it out a little bit. The Buckshot working the bottom side, which he's not a fan of the bottom side, but he's pulled out about a 6-car length lead now on Kozak. Kozak's holding his own right now. He's holding on to about a 6-car length lead now on Tyler Klaus. And Darren Detweiler and still Randy Shreves, Kelby Taylor working that 4th, 5th, and 6th spot. There's Darren Detweiler. Detweiler up on the high side in that 4th spot, trying to work out and trying to run down Tyler Klaus. He's hot on his tail. He's about a car length behind. Klaus working the bottom. Detweiler working the top. Randy Shreves working the bottom. Coming down the front straightaway, it looked like Kelby Taylor hit the wall. Maybe I just saw a little bit of spark. But Detweiler's hot on his tail again. He's just trying to work the outside. We got a battle for the 3rd spot, I believe, now. Oh, Tyler Klaus comes across the nose, tries a slide job. Detweiler slides right back underneath him, and it looks like he's going to take over the 3rd spot. Kozak still in the 2nd. Brickley starting to check out. 20 laps ago, we're at the halfway point, race fans. Here they come, down the front straightaway. It's Detweiler, Klaus, Shreves, and Taylor. Detweiler staying on the high side. Klaus is still working that bottom, trying to make a nice slide job go wrong almost the one time. Detweiler just said, okay, you want to have it? Come on up. I'm going to let you have the whole track because I'm going to do a slide job right back underneath you. So now the battle is, here comes Randy Shreves on Tyler Klaus. Shreves on the outside. I'd show you the leader right now. We'll get back to the Buckshot here in a minute, but he's all by himself. But the battle is right there for the 4th and the 5th spot going into turn number 1. Klaus on the bottom. Shreves up on the top side. Klaus gets almost up on the side of him. He's working that bottom, but he's coming up a little bit high almost every lap. Is he going to collect some? There he comes again, and he almost takes out Randy Shreves coming out of 4. So Klaus collects it, no yellow flag, 17 laps to go. Your running order at this time is still Billy Brickley, Brian Kozak, Darren Detweiler, Randy Shreves, Kelby Taylor, and Tyler Klaus in the top 6 with Kerstetter in the 7th spot, number 922. So let's get back to the Buckshot. Put some airtime for the Buckshot. He likes to be on the air. He likes to be on TV. Look at that lead right now. It's starting to about 10 car length lead right now. Working about 6 feet off the top of the cushion. He's not riding the wall where he likes to. I can't ride that wall. If I ride that wall, I get called for cheating wall riding. But it's really not wall riding. For me, it's just like I can't drive and I'm just crashing into the wall. So the Buckshot now going into turn number 3, coming out of 4. Got a 2.8 second lead right now on Kozak. Kozak's got a 2.6 on Detweiler. Randy Shreve and Kelby Taylor still battling out for that 4th and 5th spot with 14 laps to go. Let's go back to Brian Kozak. Put some airtime on Brian. Brian had some for a while, but I think he deserves some since he's in that 2nd position. Number 24. Brian Kozak in the 2nd spot. Going down the back straightaway, staying up at a little bit of the high side, not too high in the cushion. Got his right rear right on the cushion where he wants to be. So Kozak just kind of working the wheel, got his elbows up, very comfortable in that second spot. Not worried about anybody behind him. He's got a very comfortable lead like right now. Let's see if the Brickley, the Buckshot, is coming in some traffic right now. He's going to stay on the high side. 11 laps to go for the double lot. Brian Kozak says, I'm not done with you, Buckshot. We still got about nine and a half laps to go. Anything could happen. I'm going to keep focus on you and just hit my marks. Paint that line up on top and just follow it like your line on iRacing. Map out your best way around the track, and that's what Brian Kozak is doing. He's painting his line, and he's just following it lap for lap. But the Buckshot has no pressure. He's really good under pressure, so I think he's just going to keep running his line and seeing how fast he can go. He can probably go a little faster if he works the bottom, but he's in his groove. He's zoning right now. That's all he's doing is zoning, just hitting his marks. Darren Detweiler still in that third spot. Let's get our cameras on Darren, see how he's looking in that beautiful old-fashioned black body red roll cage number 3. Darren Detweiler, he's got a comfortable lead, about 6 on Randy Shreves. So Detweiler is in the turn 1, coming out of turn 2, keeping that car as straight as possible. Randy Shreves got a sight on him, but he's back about another 6-7 car lengths also. So the top 4 are pretty much stretched out. They could finish like this if they hit their marks, but anything can happen. Can the Buckshot, did he put enough fuel in it? You never know. I've seen racers run out of gas with 1 or 2 laps. I believe Dustin Shreves did it 2 races ago or 3 races ago. The Brickley, the Buckshot, he did it the other night in a 410 race, in a hosted race. So did these drivers try to gain horsepower by putting less fuel in their cars? We're going to find out here in about 6 laps to go. We'll find out in about 4 laps. We're going to get our camera on the Kelby Taylor, see how he's looking, all by himself, just on cruise, just sitting down all by himself, just kind of running down, elbows up. Just hitting the moisture, going in the 3, staying on the middle of the track, working his way back at the top, not hitting the bump. That bump has not played a factor in his, but I'll tell you what, race fans, right after the 305 Gold Series, we're going to be jumping into the 360 United Dirt Sim Series 360 race. So keep your YouTube channel on and come watch us. We should have a whole lot of cars in that race. I believe we had about 40-some entries our first couple races, so there's going to be a lot of cars in that 360. The 360, we had our first race, we had 36, and the last race we had 39 at Limaland. Everybody loves USA International, so that's going to be exciting. We should have a lot of drivers coming out. So we're going to get focused here on the Buckshot again, see if that lead is still stretched out. Hitting some back traffic right now. Like to thank our sponsors, Jessup Logistics, Pushing the Cushion Production, Works Graphics. If you want your car painted, call Works Graphic and talk to Dave Ward. Design Metal Arts, Sofa King, Fast Sim Sports, and Speed World Hobby. And we don't have our logo at this time, but we should have our logo up next week with Go Yet Trucking from Rio Linda, California. We're coming down to the final lap. Here they come. It's going to be the Buckshot, Kozak, Detweiler, Randy Shreves, Kelby Taylor in the top 5. Checker flags coming out. The double odd Buckshot takes another win for another night. Monday night racing here at USA International Speedway. What an exciting race. Exciting. There's always more excitement, race fans. Trust me, we get more cars, we get exciting. But this is the gold. Like I said, we had 40-some cars in the silver. That's I rating of 2,000. Any of you drivers out there that race sprint cars, and you got an I rating higher than 2,000, don't be nervous. Come out and race with these guys. They like competition. They're not scared to get beat any time. So please look us up on Facebook. Look us up on YouTube. We're going to get right into doing some interviews. I'm going to run down out of the tower, get my microphone in the top 3 finishers here in the 305 Gold Series A main feature, and we're going to get to talking to probably Dustin Detweiler here shortly. Dustin, did you get the microphone in your car for you tonight? All right, we don't have these guys just yet. These guys are unbuckling, probably getting some water. A little humid out here tonight. Hey, Darren, what a race. Little bit of problem, a little bit of I'd say, a slide job went bad. You had to go Did you go into pits and get your car fixed? Yeah, no, it was a great run. Yeah, it was. You were running up on the high side, weren't you? You were sticking up there pretty much after coming back, getting your car repaired. You were working outside. There was a couple slide jobs from Tyler Clowes that just missed you about 2 or 3 times, but you stayed up there and you did some great crossovers. Did you really ever venture out in the bottom? I didn't see much. Yeah, did you it's all part of racing. You guys all race together. You're all friends. You're all, sometimes we all put our helmet on backwards and we don't race like we're supposed to, but were you starting going in the back? It was early on. Were you a little frustrated, or did you kind of just forget about the frustrations, go in and get your car fixed, come out and just try to work your way back up to the front? Yeah, you're right about that. I love the old fashioned number 3, black and red. Where'd you get that paint scheme from? That's old fashioned, isn't it? Oh well, I love it. I mean, you could tell it's a unique paint job. You can tell it's nostalgia. Um, but you had a great run. It was nice to see you come back. It's always nice to finish third. You always want to get higher in the podium, but you did start back. No matter if there was 14 cars or 20 cars, you still had to work your way to the back. Is there anyone you'd like to especially thank and any of your sponsors? Well, congratulations. It's nice to see you get up there, and move to the front and not give up. But you're up there in the points. I know you haven't had a great start this year, but I think you're gonna do something exciting. I mean, because I think you actually, what did we do in the 305? What'd you do at Volusia? Yeah, you did. You're right. You're right. You did. Actually, I got all my notes here. I had to go through them because we had like 56 racers and all that. But you finished fifth at Limaland, fifth at Volusia, ninth at Eldora, and third at Lernerville. That's nice. So you're in about the fourth place in points right now. But great job. This is going to definitely help you. Um, thank you for coming out. We hope to see you again. I'm sure we're going to see you in the 360s in less than an hour, and we'll probably be talking to you then also. So congratulations and thank you. Now we're going to go over to Brian Kozak. Brian, you got the microphone. Brian, what a run! What a run! I mean, that was a fun run, wasn't it? Did you enjoy it? Yeah, well, did you disrupt? Did you hit that bump running high out of four? Did you actually hit that bump at all? Was it getting bad, or was there not enough cars and did you feel it at all? Yeah, it gets ugly when there's a lot of cars and a lot of cars on that track. Your car gets airborne. You got to lift on the throttle, but it was a great run. You stayed close for a long time, and you were working up on the top and the bottom. Did you feel that you could have maybe wish you would have changed something before the race started to make the car a little better, or do you think it was pretty good that you were happy with it? Oh, it was a great run. The moisture was definitely there just because of the lower car count in the A main final. But when you get in that second position, you're 5 car lengths behind Brickley, you're 5 cars in front of Detweiler. It's sometimes you don't want to get out of your rhythm and venture out because maybe a mistake can happen. Do you agree? Well, we're happy that you came out, and we're really nice to see you. I know you came out to the Volusia and to Eldora. You're working yourself up there. You're like in seventh place in points. This is definitely gonna help you. I know you didn't have a good finish at Eldora, and you probably like that track a lot. You finished I think 13th, but yeah. But this would be your highest finish of the first 4 races, first 5 races or so. So you missed Limaland, didn't you? Oh, good. So you're not like me though. You're not a senior citizen. You didn't oversleep because you're a senior citizen, did you? Well, you're close to me. I got 11 years on you, but that's close enough. I understand your sleep habits, so that's good. Is there anybody you're yawning already? That must have tired you out. Is there anybody that you like? Is there anybody you like to thank or your sponsors? Well, that's awesome. And you're going to run the 360 here in about half hour, right? Good. Well, we hope it. Okay, just do this, Brian. Naturally, I've never met you. Set your alarm clock. Okay. Set your alarm clock. You might take a nap. You won't wake up. So set your alarm clock. We'd like to see you. We want to see you up on the podium. But thank you for coming out. Great racing tonight, and we'll see you here shortly. Thank you. Bye. Oh, here we go. Now we're gonna go back to we're gonna go to the winner, the double lot, Billy Brickley. Billy, you got the microphone in your hand. What are you doing with that microphone, Brick? Man, you won last night the 410. Uh, um, you won tonight. I mean, you're on a roll right now. You're really gosh, you're really kind of dominant right now in winning some races. In the last 6 or 7 races that I've seen you in, you've won probably 5 of them. What are you doing right? Seriously, what are you doing that's making you just run up front at least all the time?
I don't know. I think it's just put in a lot of time in the last 5 months or so, I guess. Tried to qualify for the 410 Pro qualifiers, and that didn't work out. But learned a lot with all 3 cars, so it just helps. And I've been putting in a lot of practice, so I guess it's finally paying off. It's looking pretty good. Hopefully we can keep it going here in a few minutes with the 360s. I don't know that I've got enough to win it, but we're going to be top 5 for sure. Hopefully top 3, but we'll give it all we got for that for sure.
Yeah, you just got your setups down, you got your driving down. Honestly, there's a lot of talent out here, a lot of drivers, and there's one that I do watch, and I do watch you, and you've helped me out tremendous in my few months of racing, sim racing, and the patience you have for me is just, I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me. But your car, when you set it up, do you change your setup much race to race, or you kind of keep plugging along and just try to stay consistent?
You gotta be consistent. Once you find something that works, you gotta stick with it. That's what I do. For the most part, I use the same thing for every track. I got a few little tweaks here and there that I do, especially as the night goes on. But for the most part, I keep everything the same for all of it.
Yeah, I mean that's what I notice more than anything. Not just that you're fast, you know what to do when you're behind somebody, but the consistency, the wall, the getting up on the cushion against the wall, riding the bottom. It's really smooth and consistent. But I saw you go to the bottom a little bit, just trying to get some more gap between you and the second place car. Brian ran a great race. Darren came back from the back of the pack to finish third. But we'd really like to thank you for coming out and supporting UDSS and all these races and helping everybody. There's nobody that I don't know that you have not helped or turned them down. So thank you very much for your professionalism here. And is there anybody or any of your sponsors that you would like to thank?
Yeah, just gotta thank Sofa King, Fast Imports, United Dirt Sim Series. Dave's the owner of this. He brought all of us in with us, and uh, we're glad to be here and glad to help him with it. And Works Graphics, Dave also. He paints all the cars, makes them look as good as they do. And Speedball and Hobbies, Design Metal Arts, Jessica Logistics, all those guys. Without them, we wouldn't have this league, and we wouldn't be able to do what we do for everybody in this league. And I hope we put on a good show. Pushing the Cushion Productions for giving you guys a great broadcast.
Well, thank you very much. But can you do me one favor before I leave and get ready for the next race and uh, stream it? Make sure check on Brian Kozak before you, because honestly, I think he's gonna fall asleep, and we really got to check. And hey, I'm older, so I understand it, but make sure he makes the 360 show. Will you do that for me?
Me and Darren, Darren's a teenager over there. You gotta keep an eye on him. I gotta spend more time keeping my guys in line.
You're not kidding there, I tell you that. But congratulations, thank you for joining us. The win is unbelievable that you won tonight, and we'll see you in the 360s in about 10 minutes. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Billy.
See you, buddy. Well, a good night of racing. 305 Gold Series, week number 5. Brickley's in the lead for the championship in points. It looks like he's going to leave in the lead and come back next race in the lead. So thank you, race fans, for joining us. Thank you for sticking around. We'll probably see you in about 10 minutes. If you want to join us, the race probably start in 20. They're going to do some practice if you don't want to sit through it. But come and join us for the 360 here at USA International. Have a good night. God bless you.